Hey guys, in this video we're going to be working on the categories widget here on the left. Right now it's just a static HTML unordered list. So what we want to do is in the back end, if we go to, actually you know what, we haven't even enabled widgets yet, so we have to do that first. In order to use widgets, we have to include the initialization code in our functions.php file. So let's go to functions.php, and we're going to go down to the bottom here, and let's see, we have to specify the locations. So we'll say widget locations, and then function, we'll call it init widgets, and that's going to take in an ID. And then what we want to do is say register sidebar. Now this is a WordPress function that you want to use when you're creating any kind of widget position. Even though it said sidebar, it doesn't have to be in a sidebar. In our case it is, but it doesn't have to be. Alright, so what we want to do in here is put in an array. Okay, so we have to give it a name, which will be sidebar, and an ID, which will be sidebar lowercase. Alright, and then we're going to add action. Okay, the hook we want is widgets init. Okay, and then of course we want to put in the function we just created, which is init widgets. Alright, now we still have to register them, so we're going to say register widgets. We're only going to have just the sidebar in this particular template. So we want function, let's say custom register widgets, and we want to call register widget. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're gonna use the categories widget, but we're gonna take it and create a custom version of it and put it in our template, in our theme folder. All right, so in here we'll say WP underscore widget underscore categories underscore custom. All right, and then we need to add action. Same thing, this is going to be widgets init. This is when we want this to run. And then we want this in here. Alright, so let's save that. Now what we need to do is in our photogenic theme folder, we're going to create a folder called widgets. Okay, and then inside there, we're going to create a new file, and we're going to save this as class-wp-widget-categories and .php. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to go into the core widgets folder, which is in the WP includes folder. Okay, and then there's a widgets folder. We're going to open that, and then we want the categories widget right here. And what I'm going to do is just copy everything in it and then paste it into the file that we created. Okay, now we do want to change the class name. Remember, in our functions file we called it this right here, WP widgets categories custom. So that's what we want here. Alright, and we're going to save that. Now in order to use this we have to include this file in our functions file, so let's go to the top here. And the reason that I'm doing this, I probably should have told you before, is because I want to be able to style it this way. Alright, because if we don't edit this file and add the correct class, it's not going to look like this. Okay, let me actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and just, well, let me do this first. So in functions, we want to say require once, and then we'll say widgets slash class dash WP widget categories dot PHP. Okay, so let's save that, and then let's go into our admin area, and now you should be able to go to appearance, and then you should see a widgets item. Okay, and you can see we have our sidebar. So we're going to bring categories over, and click save, and then let's go to our front end. And, oh, we didn't put the placeholder in there yet. So we need to go into header.php, and where we have this unordered list right here, we're going to actually just get rid of that. And I'm just going to paste this in. Okay, so this is how we can add a widget to our code. First thing we're doing is checking for, we're saying is active sidebar, the name sidebar. If it is, then we're going to go ahead and call dynamic sidebar, and we want the sidebar position. Okay, this could actually be anything you wanted it to be, but in our case we named it sidebar. So let's save that, and let's go and reload, and there we go. There's the categories widget. Alright, if I click on it, on one of these, it's going to work. Okay, so it's showing us the images that are in that particular category. Okay, so you can see that the appearance of it did change. That's why we need to put it in our own file here to edit, because you never want to edit any of the core widget files. So just to make sure that this is that it's actually reading it from this file, let's go ahead and change something. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is get rid of the title. I don't want to have the title. So right here, I'm going to just comment this out. Alright, we'll save that, reload, and now you can see that the title's gone. Next thing we want to do is add our class. So we need to find where the UL starts, which is right here. And what we want to do is just add class equals w3-ul. Okay, now we'll save that and go and reload, and now it looks like it did before, and it works. Alright, the last thing I want to do is I want a link at the top here that says all photos, so we can go back to just seeing all of the photos. So we're going to go, actually we're going to go right under that UL, and let's put an LI. Okay, so this is going to go to slash, and then whatever your folder's called, we're in WP themes. Let's see, and then here we're going to say all photos. Okay, reload, and now we have an all photos link, and we can now go back. Now, one other thing I want to do is take care of this margin right here. Now, the reason that it's like this is because it's making room for the admin bar, which isn't showing. In order for that to show, we actually have to call WP footer inside of our footer file. So let's go there, and we're just going to say PHP WP underscore footer. Okay, we'll save that, reload. And now you can see we have our admin bar. And of course this only shows to people that are logged in as an admin. Now the very last thing I want to do is make this search bar functional. Okay, right now if we put something in here and I press enter, it's not doing anything. So we know that that's in the header file, so let's go there. And right now we just have just a simple input. We actually need to turn this into a form, so we're going to put form tags around it. Okay. We're going to put in a method which is just going to be get. Okay, method get. And then we need to have an action And the action, we're going to put in some PHP tags, and we want to echo, and I'm going to say escape URL, and then inside there we're going to use the home URL function, and in here we just want to pass a parameter of slash, and that should do it. Oh, one last thing, we should give this input, give it a name of S for search. Okay, so we'll save that, reload, and in here let's say photo 2, enter, and you can see it's giving us photo 2. Say photo 3, and if we just put in photo, it's going to give us all of them. Alright, well actually one of them isn't. I thought we had 6. Which ones are we, what are we missing? I must not have named it correctly. Or it's set to only give us 5. Oh, okay, so one of them I put post for. Okay, so I'm just going to change that back to photo. Okay. So that's the search widget, that's the category widget. Okay, the last thing we need to do is the single page. Okay, so we'll get to that in the next video.